Hello, everybody. This is Alan Devlin here with Atlanta News First. Thank you for joining me this fine Thursday evening. A couple of stories I want to jump into with you guys real quick. You know how it goes. We talk about some of the top stories that are being covered here at Atlanta News First on a local level, of course, and then a national and international level if it is fitting for the day. Today we've actually got, three pretty local stories. We've got two hyper-local stories and then one that impacts Georgia. And that one that impacts Georgia, and actually most of the nation, is where I'm going to start. A somber anniversary today. It's the 3-year anniversary of Ahmaud Aubry's death. I'm sure you all know the story. You remember it well. Ahmaud Aubry was shot and killed while running through Brunswick, Georgia, a neighborhood there in Brunswick. He was on a jog, running about 2.23 miles before he was met by Travis Gregory McMichael and William Roddy Bryan there in that neighborhood. There was a scuffle, and Aubrey was fatally shot and killed there. The three suspects, McMichaels and Bryan, were all, of course, arrested and charged in his homicide. And Aubrey is now living on. His legacy lives on as we continue to ensure that all people, no matter who they are or what they are being treated fairly in the eyes of the law. So, in remembrance of Ahmaud Aubrey, today there is a memory run in his honor, in his name, in his memory, where hundreds gathered to run that 2.23 miles, the same amount of distance that Aubrey ran 3 years ago to the day. And it is a sad reminder, but it is something that allows a lot of people to cope and allows people to pass on his legacy. This happened over on the West Side Trail, right around 7 o'clock. And again, it's going to happen every year. It's happened every year since, and I'm sure it's going to happen next year as well. If you were out there participating, good for you. If you didn't have the opportunity, 364 days from now, another somber anniversary, but it will be another opportunity for you to run again. All three of those men right now in prison, where they will remain for a very, very long time, just like Ahmaud Aubrey's memory will be staying with us for a very, very long time. Cool thing going down over there on the West Side Trail that happened earlier today. Something else I want to talk to you guys about is something that's going to be changing the way Atlanta does public transportation, or at least maybe. It might happen, it might not. It's getting some pushback. You can see the lower third down here. Atlanta is looking to extend the streetcar in downtown Atlanta. A lot of you guys probably already have opinions about the streetcar, whether you use it or you don't. You either think it's useful or you think it's a waste of time and money. That's the pushback that we're getting, that the city is getting today. So, bottom line, basically we all know about the streetcar. It's been problematic, but it is an attempt to get rid of all this traffic and all of that around the area in downtown Atlanta. It was taken off the rails a little while ago, but it's now operational. It's back on. It's been around since about 2014. You kind of remember that installation process if you were here in the time. The city wants to expand the streetcar all the way to Ponce City. So we know the loop it takes downtown right now. They want to push it up about 2.5 extra miles in a $215 million expansion to get it over to the Ponce City market. But people in that area living up near the East Beltline, a lot of them, about 350 households right now, are saying, we don't want this in our area. We don't want this around here. It'll just make the traffic worse because cars will have to respond to the streetcar. The city is saying, no, the reason that traffic is bad is because the streetcar can't expand. So there's some back and forth, and I want you to listen to a little bit of, there was a town hall today, Don Shibman covered it. Take a listen to Don covering it right now. And so, Don, this is a back and forth.
Yeah, good evening. So when I was given this assignment, I knew exactly where I wanted to go. I am in a parking lot in Midtown, directly across the street from the low.
I apologize, wrong video. Listen to this, people going back and forth about the streetcar.
The city wakes up and realizes they're spending $230 million for a project that's not really going to go anywhere, that's not going to be used, and that people don't want. The city can stop it.
To those that say we don't need it, I would just say, look at the gridlock we've experienced. And I would remind everyone that we said we wanted this, and we voted with our tax dollars. More MARTA has generated $500 million. And the money for this project is already there, set aside to be spent.
So it's a back and forth. You know, you can obviously see it there. Some people again for it, some people again against it. And don't worry, we're going to see Don Shipman up here in a little bit. I accidentally mispunched that video there. But, you know, let me know what you feel about the streetcar. Have you ever been on it? Do you think it's a nuisance for drivers? Do you think public transit is the direction that Atlanta needs to be putting money into to prevent those gridlocks that we see downtown? Those streets are narrow and they're always busy, especially during those rush hours. The city believes that the streetcar is a way to get around that. So the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is something that really impacts us all. Getting your car booted. I will admit I've had my car booted before. I'm sure a lot of you guys have as well. It is an annoying part of parking illegally for the most part, but a lot of the times you don't even know that you're really parking illegally, right? Or you don't know that that spot is booting or towing or whatever it is. But one senator here in Georgia is actually looking to make it illegal, making booting cars specifically illegal. So you can still park illegally and get a ticket like, you know, we all are familiar with. They put it on your dash. Maybe they'll put a sticker on your window. You got to pay that fine. But immobilizing your car won't be allowed. And in fact, it'll be a crime for companies that do it, and they'll be charged up to $1,000 for doing it. Now, I want to bring Don Shipman back in to talk a little bit about this booting process. Don, take it away.
Yeah, good evening. So when I was given this assignment, I knew exactly where I wanted to go. I am in a parking lot in Midtown, directly across the street from the Lowe's Hotel. And when I walk by this parking lot, I always notice vehicles that are booted. I came here today at 11 o'clock and already 4 different vehicles were booted. But there is legislation moving through the Gold Dome that would make booting a vehicle illegal in the state of Georgia. And that is welcome news to a family I met today from Marietta.
Came back at like 15 minutes later.
It was supposed to be a quick trip into the city for the Ahmaud family, but their plans were quickly curbed by this. The Ahmaud's car was booted. A bright orange and yellow metal device clamped onto 2 of their vehicle's tires. The Ahmaud's son, Ryan, speaking on their behalf, says that their parents thought that they paid to park through the app, but for some reason it didn't work.
Talked to the guy. He was like, oh yeah, you good to go. So we went in, we like picked ourselves up. We just came back and the boot was just on our car.
Kind of a shoot first and ask questions later business model.
Right now in Georgia, a private parking enforcement company can boot your vehicle if the municipality that your car is parked in has an ordinance on the books that allows for it. In Atlanta, while there are restrictions, booting is perfectly legal. But State Senator Josh McLaurin is proposing statewide legislation that would fine companies $1,000 for putting those devices on a car, even if it's parked illegally.
If the whole point of this is that the car is not supposed to be parked somewhere because it's taking up space, how is the solution to trap the car there?
It took a little more than 15 minutes and some headaches, but the Ahmaud's were finally able to get their boot removed. While they had to pay a fine up front, the Ahmaud's say they plan to contest the ticket in hopes of receiving a refund. So this proposed legislation is just that. It is proposed, and we will keep you updated as it moves through the State House. In Midtown, Don Shipman, Atlanta News First.
All right, so I told you Don would be right back. There he is. And so, yeah, booting, for, against. Obviously, I feel like a lot of people, if you've been booted, you don't like it. But it is an opportunity for these companies to ensure that the cities and these cars aren't parking illegally. So it's a back and forth. I am all for banning booting, and I'm sure meteorologist Patrick Pete is as well. Patrick, you can talk to us a little bit about the weather we've got going on, but you can also enlighten them about your booting stories, because you said you've actually been booted in Atlanta for the first time, right?
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure it out, man. I've lived in a lot of places, and I have never been booted in life before. So this is definitely something that is interesting for sure. It was crazy, new to me.
Yeah, there you
But
go.
It's
Understood.
been annoying.
That's
to
Atlanta.
be booted.
That's Atlanta.
But something that I wish I could boot is the rain chances. I wish I could boot the rain chances out of the forecast. I wish I could make them go away. Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of power. And as we head through the next couple of days, we have a first alert for tomorrow. That means that we're expecting this to impact you, especially that second half of the day. Showers will trickle in during the afternoon and evening and make things a bit messy just as you're ready to, throw on your freshest outfit and step out into the streets. It's going to be a bit damp out there. And then as we head into the weekend, those rain chances are going to gradually diminish. I do expect some spotty showers to be around on Saturday, with mostly dry conditions on Sunday. Temperatures are actually going to take a little bit of a dip, but we're not getting cold. We're just getting back closer to where we should be. Remember, we set a record high yesterday. We had a record low maximum this morning. It was the warmest morning on record for this date in history, which is interesting. We started off the day at 69 degrees at the airport. Meanwhile, we're going to expect for showers to return on Monday as the system slides through the region, and then some dry time as we head into Tuesday. Let's get you through the next rain chance. And there are going to be some spotty showers out there tomorrow morning as you're getting ready to head into work. But I expect this to be pretty isolated. Most of you are just going to be dealing with cloudy skies and numbers that are going to be in the low to mid 60s as far as temperatures. As we head into the afternoon, I am expecting some breaks in the clouds. We're going to be watching to see how far south those breaks occur. Right now, it looks to be hugging the perimeter, but I do think that we'll see a little bit of sunlight at the airport. That should allow temperatures to climb into the low 70s. But as we head into the afternoon, that first alert becomes a thing because those scattered showers start to move in. And just like this evening, everybody didn't get rain, but folks that picked up on those showers, it came down, and it came down moderate to heavy at times. No lightning, so no severe weather, but nonetheless, some rain that's going to be a bit slippery right whenever folks are trying to get home, especially folks that are driving up to Forsyth County, Cherokee County. That rain's going to be moving in late day, and it's going to sink further south and east as we head through the evening. So not expecting folks in Atlanta to miss out on the rain chance late day tomorrow. So planning your day hour by hour, expect for temperatures to be a little bit cooler than they've been the last couple of days. Low 80s yesterday, upper 70s today. We're going to get into the low 70s tomorrow, so we're going to lose 5 to 10 degrees across the region as far as afternoon highs, but we're still going to be above average and still feeling nice. Spotty showers around earlier on in the day with higher rain chances as we head into the afternoon and evening. And then turning the page to Saturday, an even lesser amount of moisture. So that rain chance drops to about 30%. And this is really going to be real hit or miss. This is not going to be too impactful. I would not cancel any plans that I have for Saturday because it's not going to be enough moisture to do so. But those spotty showers are going to be around. And I do expect temperatures to climb into the mid 60s. Some folks may even get into the upper 60s where they can actually stay dry and get some breaks in the clouds. But all in all, we're calling the day mostly cloudy. Here's a look at that next system. A cold front that's going to be approaching from the west, attached to an area of low pressure. As it slides towards the region, guidance has been hinting at this for the last couple of days, that it's going to lose a lot of steam. So that means it's going to weaken as it moves through. So we do expect to get a little bit of rain, but I do think the bigger story from this system is going to be the breezy winds that are out ahead of it. We're talking about 30 to 40 miles per hour wind gusts out ahead of that front. And that southerly flow being that strong is going to send temperatures into the upper 70s as we head into your Monday afternoon. So 7-day forecast with, of course, your weekend in view, has that first alert for some showers tomorrow, and then a spotty rain Saturday, mainly dry Sunday, and then the shower and thunderstorm opportunity for Monday as that cold front slides through. And you can see we lose a couple of degrees heading into Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures hover near 70 degrees, even heading into Thursday, where we're going to be tracking another system that will eventually arrive as we head towards the middle parts of next week. So you know the drill. We're first alerting you because of the rain that's going to impact your day so that you can plan ahead, have that umbrella in the back seat when you're leaving work so that when you do run into those showers, run into the grocery store or to the gym, you're prepared for it. Otherwise, be prepared for the slight drop in temperatures, a few degrees heading into Saturday. And then, of course, make plans to do what you can on Sunday Fun Day because that's going to be a pretty solid day. Expecting it to be mostly cloudy, but mainly dry, and temps are going to get into the 70s. I am going to leave you with the 7-day forecast so that you can screenshot it and share it on Facebook or do what you need to do so that you can plan ahead. Meanwhile, going to get back to timing out all of these rain opportunities we have the next couple of days because they're really spotty, real hit or miss. Everybody's not going to see them, and we want to make sure we do the best to tell you which areas you want to avoid if you don't want to get that rain. So y'all have a good night. It's Thursday. I know some of you are probably stepping out to dinner. We were going to have some fresh info for you tonight at 9, 10, and 11, so you can catch all of the latest forecasts and, of course, all of the breaking news there.